Yo, what up? What's poppin'? Back at it again with another video for y'all. And this is another sports related video. I got a sports related question for y'all. My fellow football fans, y'all probably saw the game last night between the San Diego Chargers and the Dallas Cowboys. Neither one of them is my favorite team. I looked at some of it, but not the whole thing. Like I said, I don't really be watching sports the way that I used to. If my favorite team is not playing, I usually don't pay very close attention. But I've noticed this in a lot of football games, but it just doesn't happen in football. It happens in basketball, and it pretty much happens in all sports. Baseball, soccer, it really doesn't make a difference. The question that I have for y'all, and don't get me wrong, I know this. I played football for 6 years before I wanted to be a YouTuber, before I wanted to be a musician, before I wanted to be a rapper, before I wanted to do music. I wanted to be a football player. Y'all know my story, in the video that I did, the story time video, but I got a question for y'all. And again, I understand football's a contact sport. Like, football is one of the most dangerous sports to play in America. I played it for 6 years. But the question that I have for y'all, when it comes down to professional athletes, are professional athletes a little bit too emotional these days when it comes down to sports? My fellow football fans, my fellow basketball fans, my fellow sport fans, and same thing if you an athlete. Let's have a discussion about this. Chat with me, engage with me, drop me a comment in the comment section. If you're an athlete watching this video, I know you probably an athlete that's very competitive. I mean, when I played football my sophomore year, I was competitive with me becoming a starter, with me being one of the key players, and also with me being one of the captains of the team. I wanted to win it all. When it came down to making it to the conference championship, I didn't want to lose that at all. I didn't want to lose that game at all, and we didn't lose. You know what I mean? I know how it is being a competitor. I also know how it is, when you proved people wrong and it's like they counted you out. I know how it all is. But do you feel like now these days that a lot of professional athletes get a little too emotional? Do you feel as an athlete yourself, do you feel that maybe you're a little too emotional sometimes when it comes down to you being so competitive? I'm gonna give you my answer like I do as always. Yeah, and that's another thing too. I saw they actually posted a video on World Star, um yeah, the game between the Chargers and the Cowboys, where a fight pretty much like had broke out during the game, but between the players. I mean, and you see, football's a contact sport. Tempers can flare. They can flare easily. When somebody hits you a certain type of way, when somebody tackles you a certain type of way, when you get hit after the referee blows the whistle, it's a 15-yard penalty. And yeah, some people you gonna get pissed off. Same thing in practice. If your teammate hits you after the coach just blew the whistle, you gonna get pissed off. You may be ready to square up. You may be ready to fight. You gonna get pissed. I mean, but I do feel that now these days, I do feel that when it comes to pro sports, I do feel that athletes do be getting a little bit too emotional. Now, I'm not saying that all athletes are like crybabies. I'm not saying that at all, but it do kind of seem that like in pro sports that athletes they get a little too emotional. And like I said, I know how it is being a competitor, playing sports. I've been around competitors all my 6 years being involved in sports, playing football. And it's like when it comes down to losing games, people, there be a lot of drama that be going down. You know what I mean? Teammates want to argue with each other. Teammates want to do all type. They just, it's just being a competitor, because when it comes down to losing over and over again, what I mean, guys on the team, they be talking about saying that they're ready to quit because they're tired of losing. But like I said before, when it comes down to sports, you win some, you lose some. You can't win them all. But don't nobody want to hear that now these days. That's the reason why you be having coaches that get fired for no reason, because these teams, they think that they can win it all. I mean, it happened to Ruffin McNeil. Ruffin McNeil got fired from East Carolina for no reason, because East Carolina thinking that they can win it all. No, you can't win them all. You win some, you lose some. You know what I mean? And like when it comes down to the playoffs, when it comes down to a championship game, somebody has to win, somebody has to lose. You know what I mean? But yeah, like I do feel in some aspects that in pro sports that professional athletes are a little bit too emotional now these days. It kind of somewhat seems that there's even a little bit of lack of sportsmanship in sports. Like, it seems like sportsmanship is something that they don't even value now these days in sports. I don't know. I could be bugging there, but and that's another thing too. Even when it comes down to the youth, in the year of 2018, they had a concern about 62% of kids not being interested in sports because of the pressure. I mean, they had that ad where that kid was talking about saying the pressure that it takes to play the sport at his age is too much. And like they just want the youth to be healthy, because they feel that like when it comes down to the youth, when it comes down to kids, like if kids are like obesity right now, they're gonna grow up obesity, having diabetes and stuff. But and I remember Kobe Bryant. Yeah, Kobe Bryant, God rest his soul, R.I.P. I remember Kobe Bryant had did an interview on ESPN, like talking about that, about kids not being interested in sports. Like 62% of kids didn't play sports in the year of 2018. And like Kobe Bryant explained, like playing sports, he spoke facts in that interview. Playing sports, it can teach you a lot of valuable lessons. To be real, you actually learn more valuable lessons in sports than you do in school. What I mean? It can teach you valuable lessons, it can get you in shape, it can keep you active. And you see, just like Kobe Bryant also stated, sports used to be something that kids could go out and do for fun, but you see, you got these people that are just so competitive now these days. They don't want to hear you talk about saying that you win some, you lose some. They don't want to hear you say you can't win them all. It's like now these days they have that mindset that they can win it all. No, you can't win them all. You win some, you lose some. But again, that's the reason why you have coaches that get fired for no reason. But yeah, if you a sports fan, a football fan, a basketball fan, baseball fan, whatever sport it is that you're a fan of, even if you're an athlete, let's have a discussion about this. Chat with me, engage with me, drop me a comment in the comment section. Are professional athletes a little bit too emotional now these days in sports? Don't forget, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell on my channel, comment, share, like the video. And again, my new song, Best Rapper Ever, it's on my YouTube channel, and it's also on my SoundCloud. You can follow me on SoundCloud at Wally G. Let's run it up. Let's blow it up. Love y'all.